Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle Whitney, and I'm the lead tax examiner for the Business Taxes and Fees Unit here for the Montana Department of Revenue. Today, I'll be providing a high-level overview on how to navigate the transaction portal and file returns. As you can see, I'm at my home screen upon entering my username and password for the Sleepy Hollow Dude Ranch located on 125 North Roberts in Helena. Once I am in the account, I see first that there are these reddened numbers. These are going to indicate that there is something to do on my account or something that needs immediate attention. When you log in, if you do see these, please navigate to these hyperlinks first. So I'll first go to the Action Center and see what the transaction portal is telling me to do. It's telling me that I have missing returns that need to be filed as soon as possible. This I'm aware of. So let's go back to the summary page. And then we have another notification up here under manage my profile. Let's see what the transaction portal wants me to do. Here under the Action Center, it's telling me that I have 5 unread messages. So let's view those messages. It's just showing that I've changed my password a number of times. Okay, so as long as I'm the one who's been changing that password, we can go ahead and archive all of these messages and get rid of that. Heading back to the main screen for the transaction portal upon login, all work is going to be done through the lodging facility sales and use account. Almost no work outside of a potential bill payment will be done utilizing the lodging sales account. So again, all work happens through the lodging facility sales and use account. And the only thing that you would ever really use this for is to make a payment. So let's go ahead and click view returns. And here we can see that there are a number of returns that still need to be filed. Let's go ahead and select the second quarter of 2025 and file that return. Upon the entrance of the return, you'll see that the first thing that we're asking for are the gross lodging sales for each month of the quarter. In April, we did $10,000 in sales. In May, we did $5,000 in sales. And in June, we did, let's call it, another $5,000 in sales. So we had total gross sales for the period of $20,000, total receipts of $20,000. On the next page, it's going to be asking you for any non-taxable lodging sales. Here we can say that we had long-term monthly rentals of $5,000, 0 federal government lodging. We didn't have any non-collectible charges, but we did have some short-term marketplace and online hosting platform revenue. Let's go ahead and enter that in now. That was 5,000 of that 20,000. So as of right now, it has lowered our taxable liability by $10,000. Did we have any domestic violence or human trafficking exemptions for the period? We did not. And are there any other exempt sales not listed above? No, there is not. So let's go ahead and move on to the next page. Again, here it's going to give us a summary that we had taxable lodging sales of $10,000. Again, we had $20,000 in gross sales, but because we have the couple exemptions, the long-term stay and the short-term or online hosting platform exemptions, that has lowered our taxable liability down to the $10,000 mark. Paying an 8% tax for the combined tax shows the gross tax at $800. Here, if we were filing and paying on time, we would get a vendor allowance credit. Again, that's going to be a 5% credit towards that 4% lodging sales tax. But since we're filing this late, it is now October. That return was due to us by the end of July. We do not get that vendor allowance. So today we have a total tax due on the account of $800. We're going to go ahead and enter the amount paid with the return. On the next page, it's asking for filing information. Does your account need to be closed? This is just routine maintenance stuff. We do not need the account closed. If we did select yes, it would ask us to enter a final date of operations. Please input that there. And then, has your mailing address changed? Yes or no? Again, we'll select no for today. and then enter any submitter information. So Kyle, phone number 406-444-5274. If you have a title, you can enter it there. And if you have a phone number extension, please enter it at that time. Now let's click next to move on to the next page. Here you'll see the payment options that we have available for this. Again, we have an $800 payment due because of the $10,000 in lodging tax sales that we have for the period after the exemptions claimed. When making a payment, we highly recommend that you make a payment utilizing a bank account, either a checking or a savings. If you utilize a credit card to make the payment, there are processing fees that are going to be added on top of that. Those are non-refundable in the event of an amended return down the road. Again, so if you have the ability, please make that payment via a bank account. And if you don't have the ability to make the payment today, but will down the road, here is where you would select pay later. But for today's example, let's go ahead and click bank account and next. It does show the amount due for the period of $800. We have to confirm that amount here on the next line with a payment date of today. If you did not have the ability to have that payment clear today, you can put a payment down for future pulling. Again, at the end of the month, if that's when you're going to have the funds, you can select October 31st, and that payment would pull on the 31st. But for the example, we'll select today using a default payment saved on the account. We have to verify the billing information. Once all that looks good, we can click next and submit. That submits both the payment and the return at the same time. As soon as you have done that, you will receive a tracking number and a confirmation page that you can print if you'd like. If you don't need to at that time, go ahead and please click OK. You can now see that that return is pending. If you needed to after the fact, if you needed to readjust some numbers, you could view that submission, delete or withdraw that submission, and then start over if need be. And this is also where you would find the amend returned hyperlink once that return has hit the account. And that takes 24 hours roughly after the return has been submitted to the department. We can see the return. We can see that the payment has been issued, and we can review, again, the confirmation number and the submission in its totality. So that is a brief overview of the transaction portal as far as the filing of returns and making payments. In addition, another action that we'll walk through real quick is utilizing web notices. If you're trying to get in contact with the department and you don't have somebody's direct email, or you don't want to utilize a call center, please feel free to log into your transaction portal, select the More hyperlink, and then scroll down to correspondence, where you will select Send Us a Message. From this screen, you can select where or what account the message is concerning, whether or not that's the lodging facilities use account or the lodging sales account. Once you select the account type, the system will ask for the period in which you're talking about. We did just submit the return for the second quarter of 2025. So let's go ahead and select that period. Select the message type after that. The account, is it an account inquiry? Is this regarding collections? Is it a general inquiry? Payment plans? Is it a reply to a previous web notice received by the department? Is this regarding returns and payments, or technical issue and login issue? But for this instance, we'll select return and payments. Subject, payment. Did you receive this payment? Here you can add an attachment if you needed to, like the confirmation page, and then you would click send. We prioritize these work items and respond to them very promptly. So again, if you're trying to reach the department and do not want to call the call center and you don't have a direct email for one of our tax examiners, please utilize this function. And that is it for today's overview, high-level overview of how to file a return, make a payment, and submit a web request. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.